Alright, in this video we're going to write and create and post and publish your very first blog post. So what you're going to do when you log into your dashboard here on WordPress is come over to Posts on the left hand side here and then click Add New. So here what you're going to see is your WordPress editor, and up here is where you're going to write the title of your blog post. So here we're going to have, we call this test blog post, and then we're going to have test blog text in here, and this is where the actual text of your blog post will be. Now up here what you're going to see is your WordPress blog post editor, and there's all kinds of different things you can do here. You can use bold, italics, strike throughs, you can use bulleted lists, numbered lists, you can do block quotes, you can do horizontal lines, align left, align center, align right. You can insert and remove hyperlinks. You can insert a read more tag, and what that does is basically on your home page, what you would see is only the stuff above this read more tag, and you wouldn't see anything below it. There are short codes, which we'll talk about in other videos. You can insert a table from TablePress, which is a plugin I'm using. We'll talk about that in other videos. And then there are your paragraph settings, so you can do all kinds of headings, paragraphs, heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, different headings. And generally what you want to do here with blog posts, what kind of the best practice is to use either heading 1s or heading 2s for your headings throughout your text. So for example, if we were writing a post about dog training, we might have dog training tips here at the top, and then put that in a heading 2, and underneath it you would pick your tips, so tip 1, tip 2, etc. You could even make those bulleted lists and so forth. But that just kind of breaks it up for the reader. It kind of makes it easier for them to navigate and browse through your post, and kind of breaks up the text a little bit for them. There's some other settings here. Again, underline. You can justify the text. You can change the text color, which I don't generally recommend. You can paste text. You can clear the formatting options. If you say, hey, I don't want like those formattings. You can do special characters. So if you want like a special character like that, you can insert that there. You can decrease the indent or increase the indent, and then there's undo and redo buttons here. So that's pretty much the editor right there. Okay, now there are two types of editors here. So there's the visual editor and the text editor. So the visual editor is basically what you see here is what your post is going to look like. The text editor is where you would actually insert HTML. So you see here when I click the visual editor, this just looks like blog post and a heading 2. When I click the text editor, you'll see the actual HTML tags. So you actually see these HTML tags here, the H2 tags here and there. And that's just the code behind what your blog post is. So if you don't know HTML, you don't have to learn it. You'll learn a little bit through this course, but you don't need to know it at all. You can just use the visual editor and use this editing options up here to format your blog post. Okay, once you are done writing your blog post and you've got your blog post title, what you're going to do here is add a couple of tags. So you're going to add up to 5 tags for your post. So these are just keyword tags. So if your post is about dog training, you might add a dog training tag here, and then just go ahead and click add. Next, you have categories here, so you can add a new category. And categories are basically ways that your blog post is organized. So you would click add a new category, and then just write the name of your category here. So if you had, again, dog training was what you wanted to write about, then you would have a dog training category here, and then you would select the category that you wanted this blog post to be featured under right there. All right, and now once you're done with that, you're done. Your blog post is ready to be published. So what you need to do is, number 1, click Save Draft here. If you haven't saved your draft already, you should always save it. If you're going to walk away from the computer for any reason, save your draft. Otherwise, you could lose it if your website goes down or your internet goes down, something like that. Okay, then there's a couple other options here. So you can actually schedule your post. If you click edit right here, you can then schedule your post to be published in the future. But for right now, we don't need to do that. So just go ahead and click publish, and then your post will be live. If you want to test to see what your blog post will look like before you publish it, go ahead and click preview, and it'll open up a preview of your blog post on your site. And so this is what the preview of that blog post would look like right here. Now all this other stuff underneath it, this is all custom plugins and so forth that I've used to change how my website looks, and I'll show you how to do that in future videos. So as soon as you're done with this video, go ahead and write your first blog post. It can be short, 5 words, 10 words, doesn't matter. Say, hey, I've got a new website. Just post something on your blog so you can see how blog posts work and what it's going to look like on your site. And then when we start designing and customizing your site and start changing your design options, you can see what your blog posts are going to look like. Now you can always come back and delete blog posts later. You can edit them, add more text, remove text, whatever you want. So don't worry about getting it perfect right now. Just go ahead and publish your first blog post right now so you can see what it looks like and get in the habit of actually writing and posting blog posts on your site.